Welcome to day 3. We are going to resuscitate your revenue and revive that passion. Today's a short day, but it is packed with so much goodness. So let's just run into it. So today we're going to talk about your goals, your offer, your customer journey. Like I said, not a ton on the agenda, but oh my goodness, such deep, crazy topics. So goals. This is one thing I see so many podcasters forgetting is to actually take the time and think about what the goals of their podcast are. I see so many people, hey, I'm raising my hand. I did the same thing. Have a goal of I'm just going to interview people, network, but we got to work backwards. We got to actually think about like, why are we doing this? Are we doing this to serve? Are we doing this to make money? Are we doing this to do both? Are we doing this for brand awareness? Are we doing this for networking? What is the goal of your podcast? Is it okay if your podcast doesn't make money as long as it grows and you get in front of other new eyes? Is it something that needs to be sustainable? Does it need to bring in revenue? All of these things, you need to set a goal and understand the goal of your podcast. And when you start taking on guests and you bring on all these different things and you start adding levels and layers of growing your show, which either take time or money, as you've found out, you've got to make sure that your goals align with those priorities we set. So, what is the goal for your podcast? The goal for my Feed Your Business with Love podcast has a different goal than the Cure for Pod Fade. They're both labors of love for me. They're both my ways of serving others. But Feed Your Business with Love is purely a platform for me to have other people on to share their messages. I am not selling an individual service from that podcast. However, one of the goals with that podcast for me is to be seen as the host, as somebody who's visible, as a connector of humans, as a network builder, building community. That is what that show is for. My cure for pod fade is just that. I want it to be part of the reason that people don't stop podcasting, that don't fade out. But that also is what drives into these boot camps, drives into my free CPR audit calls, drives into my memberships, my mastermind, my production company. So the goal of that podcast is not only to inform, so the DIYer that doesn't have any funds to invest right now, they can invest time but not money, has the support they need to move forward. But it also is for those people who want to move forward faster to come into my paid offers and work with me and get to know me on a deeper level. See, totally different goals. Sadly, percent of eight Sadly, 80% of podcasters don't make money from their shows, and this number keeps getting greater and greater. But that doesn't have to be you. You've got to think about the goal of your show. And if your goal of your show, and you're like, Jen, I don't care, I don't want to make money from my show, then this day isn't for you. But if you want to make revenue, today is for you. So the issue is you have not established your thing, or you have too many offers. Jack of all trades in podcasting world is so stinking hard, and it's really hard for a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I mean, you know me, I have free audits, I have free boot camps, I have checklists, I have my launch program, I have my guesting program, I have my membership, I have my mastermind, I have my signature program. Like, the list goes on and on. That's very confusing. When it comes to your show, I want you to think about what it is that is actually aligned with your show that would be the normal next step for your audience. Coming to a boot camp, getting on a call with you, a discovery call, sales call, whatever you want to call it. My CPR audits are actually 30 minutes of coaching with me. I don't sell to you. I figure that if you want to come back and work with me because I've done so much for you and given you a 30-day action plan in 30 minutes that actually is going to grow your show, people are going to come back. That's how I work those. But you have to establish your thing. Like, what do you want to be known for? Feed Your Business with Love was too broad when it was like feed your body with love. It's like, what the hell does that mean? Like self-love, food, nutrition, like it was too broad. So I niched it down to self-love related to business owners and how that's your ticket to success. The show started growing. Cure for Podfade originally was the podcast about podcasting where I talked about launching, growing, and monetizing. I've now dropped the launching part and focused on growth and monetization. And guess what happened? My show started growing. So I really want you to think about that and what offers can feed directly into your show. It's really important. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong is they build out the show that has nothing to do with their offer. And it's so hard to story sell into it. And that's what we're going over day 3 is story selling. So again, are you established for your one thing? Are you offering too many things at once? It gets confusing and I get that. And if you're struggling with this, again, podcastcpr.com, come get a 30-minute audit and we can fix this for you. So your signature offer, this can be anything. This can be a one-on-one coaching package. This can be a production package. This can be your signature set. If you do essential oils, like whatever it is, it can be a signature offer, but own this. The signature offer is normally your higher ticket offer. This might not be your highest ticket offer if you're doing elite one-on-one, but this is something that you can sell over and over again. So for me, I had a mastermind that was my signature offer, but the cool thing, and I guess the cat's out of the bag, is there'll be a membership because I want to support more people. And I know that that mastermind is a little out of people's budget. So creating this membership, you get all of those tasty bite-sized trainings, you get group support, you get a monthly in-depth training of something new that's coming out in podcast land. Every week you get an accountability. So you have an accountability partner and you have me in the group and the other podcasters that know what it's like when it gets hard that you want to give up. And you have this group of people. So I'm really excited about that. And hey, if you're listening right now, OG pricing is only $47 a month. It goes up after OG disappears. But I'm really excited about that. So the signature offer, what is that? Again, you just heard me say that. Signature offer is $47. I also have a mastermind that's $2,800. I have the VIP mastermind that's $5,500. There's so many different ways, but what is your signature offer? Again, essential oils, great. Create an essential oil kit. You are a yoga teacher, a kit with, or maybe you have a signature offer where you come in and you send them the basic props. So a block or something, and then they get so many sessions and then they get recorded sessions and you turn that into a signature package. So again, I'm really good at figuring out these things. So if you're stuck, come grab that audit. So then we have to deconstruct your signature process. So for me, my process is the deity method. I came up with it one night in my sleep, and no matter what I do, it keeps coming back. It's all about discovering your passions and the foundations and all of those, embodying it. So making sure that whole embodiment piece is really part of it. Inspiring to leave an impact, transforming with the transaction. It's all about the money and your legacy. That is my offer. That's my process. So when you deconstruct it, I have 5 sections where I can pull many things out that I can add to my show. So how I look at it is baby steps are your show. You're giving someone a win. You're inspiring them to move forward. Maybe you have the next level offer, which gives them a step forward or a couple steps forward. And then you have your signature offer that is your leap. So I want you to take that signature offer and deconstruct it down into baby steps, single steps, hops, and leaps. Because you can start sharing this on your podcast so people are getting wins, so you're serving. And then you're selling into your signature process. So we're deconstructing. This is why I like to start with offers when you're rebranding or when you're launching, because if we deconstruct it, it's easier to story sell. It's easier to gain that know, like, and trust for your one thing. So the biggest issues is the podcast focus. It's podcast focused, not offer focused. So what happens here is that it's all about your topic and you forget to do your CTA. So your call to action at the end, you forget to blend in things that, start gaining your authority for your signature offer. Hey, I do this all the time. I just talked with Dave Jackson, the School of Podcasting. I mean, he's been teaching podcasting since 2005. Podcasting came out in 2004. So he is an OG, guys. And he's like, the one thing I have to tell you is that you don't focus on your offers. You don't share your offers enough. And I was like, but I'll be salesy. And I had this huge conversation with him. And he's like, no, you have to weave it in more. You have to tell people about it more. And you have to serve in a way that is serving, is inspiring, educating, or entertaining while sharing your offer. It is a skill, but everyone can develop the skill. So the next thing we forget is this customer journey. We just lead them out into the abyss and we're like, haha, go walk off the end of nowhere. I do this all the time. What is your customer journey? So for me, my customer journey is slowly changing over time because I am getting more and more focused on driving from search engines. So people come in as a cold audience into the search engine. I want them to either end up on my blog or my podcast or my YouTube. And then from there, my customer journey is either to a free CPR call or to one of these events. Then my customer's journey, depending on where they want to go, either leads them, and again, it's based on my content. Not every single episode I have goes on this journey, but from there, it goes to either being a possible production client, someone who's a launch client, or someone who's ready for coaching, whether that's mastermind or whatever. So it goes to there, and then it keeps going to a level. So if somebody comes into my signature offer into one of my membership or my masterminds, the next step for them is into my membership so they can keep the community going. What is your customer journey? How are you going from somebody who doesn't know you to they trust you and spend their money? And once they start spending money with you, is there a journey beyond that? Knowing that journey helps you create that content in the beginning that brings them in and gains your authority. And yes, I was told the other day that you can't give away too much. I mean, unless you're putting it out piece by piece, and then it's like, why come in? But the more you serve and the more you feel like you're over giving, that's probably the perfect amount to get them to give you their trust, because they're like, you're giving so much as a free offer. I can only imagine what you're going to give as a paid offer. So stages, this is that, like we were just saying, your micro content, your show, cold to warm, share the love. This is cold. This is SEO, collabs, sharing on social, paid ads. If you're going to do paid ads for your podcast, please, for the love of God, put them on a podcast player. And then that's supposed to right there. That's supposed to be not a J, obviously, word of mouth. And then the step 2 is making you part of their routine. So you're inviting them into your space with your maybe DIY offers. You're helping them into your communities, things like this, doing events, courses, discovery calls, audits, whatever it is. And then step 3, their hot lead becomes a client. So you serve even deeper and you help that client go on their journey to the next level. And then in that level, they start referring. Maybe you have a referral bonus. I love doing referral bonuses. Mine is 20% right now for a referral. So I'm pretty excited about that. But it's all about knowing what you're selling in step 3 and creating that those baby steps in 1 and 2 that allow your client to get to know you and trust you. So your homework is, I want to know what your signature process is, share it inside the community, create one step of that signature process. I want you to pull one step that you can create into micro content for your show. So for me, in the Inspire is all about creating podcasts. So I can take out pieces of how to make it easy, how to be a guest expert, how to grow your show, things like that. For somebody who's doing essential oils, that micro content might be a specific oil that you talk about and you do lavender of the month. And it's, lavender for sleep, lavender for this, lavender for that, whatever's in your niche, lavender, if you're talking to moms, it could be lavender at bedtime for your children. How to use lavender, to heal wounds, all these different things. And then you can create that micro content that leads it into people wanting to come in and either purchase the single oil from you, or remember, we created that signature offer that has the signature set and they purchase that. So what's your customer journey? And tomorrow, I'm really excited. We are talking about podcast selling without feeling skeezy. I call it podcast story selling. And yeah, I'm really excited. So if you have questions, you know where to pop them in. I'm really excited. I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Go out, make today amazing because you are beautiful, wonderful, and worthy.